Don't jump her.
Okay, so Ice Spice got slapped at McDonald's in Hollywood, and the whole situation quickly turned into a full-on street fight. So if you haven't heard what went down, like, buckle up, it all happened on a Wednesday. Basically, Ice Spice and her friend were just sitting there having a normal meal like everyone else when this Vayah literally popped out of nowhere and rushed up to their table. At first, she was trying her best to get Ice Spice's friend to slide over so she could sit with them. When that didn't work, she then switched it up and started asking Ice Spice if she was ready to shake some ass. Obviously, Ice Spice and her friend weren't having it, so they gave her that, "Are you okay?" look. And to Vayah, that pissed her off. And as if that wasn't enough, Vayah started asking where Ice Spice was from and all that. And before we know it, the whole situation flipped into something way worse when Vayah rushed up to Ice Spice and slapped her across the face, causing Ice Spice to stand up and throw a punch at her at the same time. Ice Spice even went further and grabbed the phone of the guy that came with Vayah and threw it off. Later, after the incident, the guy claimed Vayah was drunk, but at that point things had completely escalated into a street fight. So before we go further, here's where it gets interesting. Vayah came out with her side of the story, and honestly, the explanation she gave was entirely different from what really went down. Because if you watch the actual footage and listen to what she claimed happened, you'll notice none of it matches. So Vayah came out and said she spotted Ice Spice and went over to the table just to say hello and give her compliment.
I was with my friends and everything. We came from the beach earlier that night and we decided to go walk around Hollywood. But before we did that, we decided to stop by McDonald's because we all had to use the bathroom. So then one of my friends, she comes out and she was like, "Oh, I think that's Ice Spice over there." And I'm like, "Oh, for real?" So I go up to them and I'm giving her and the other girl she was with compliment. And then immediately Ice Spice was just being rude. She was like, "Why are you over here? You could leave."
According to her, Ice Spice immediately got rude. She said Ice Spice told her to get lost and asked why she was even at their table. She claimed Ice Spice was being dismissive toward her for no reason. She also said she responded by asking Ice Spice why she was being rude when she was just trying to be nice. And she asked her where she was from. Vayah said Ice Spice replied, "New York." And Vayah responded, "Okay, but this is LA now. You're in my city. You can't be out here disrespecting people like that." She said that even if Ice Spice wasn't in the mood, she should have just dismissed her politely instead of yelling. And this is where her story takes a darker turn. Because Vayah then claimed that Ice Spice called a slur, and that she says is what made her hit her. That's the full story Vayah put out there. But here's the thing, and I need you to really sit with this, the actual footage tells a very different story.
Ready for what? Shake ass. You shake ass? That's what you do, you shake ass? So go shake ass. So you from Cali? So go shake ass. So you from Cali? Are you from Cali? Where you from? Are you from Cali? Where you from? Are you from Cali? No, I'm from Chirac. Where you from? Oh, you're from Chirac. Yeah. So where you from? So where you from? I'm from McDonald's. I'm from Wendy. Where you from? Why you from? Where you
The fact that Vayah's opening line to a complete stranger was asking her if she wanted to shake some ass, like, none of that matches the "I was just giving compliments" version she ran to the press with. But people caught it immediately, and it got even more messier. Because after Ice Spice threw the guy's phone, he didn't let it go. He followed them outside and tried to fight her in the street. And from what the footage shows, Ice Spice actually went down at some point during all of it. It's hard to tell clearly from the video whether she got dropped or just fell. But either way, what started as a weird encounter inside a McDonald's ended up as a full brawl on a Hollywood street. Now,
why would I let it go?
What the f***? Your hands is fucking.
No.
Wait, calm down, calm down.
Mama. Let me fight her.
Wait.
Hey, don't jump her.
Now, Ice Spice's attorney, Bradford Cohen, has already gone to TMZ and called it exactly what it was, an unprovoked attack. They've already reported everything to LAPD, and they're going after Vayah both criminally and civilly. And it doesn't stop there, because the McDonald's location itself could also be getting sued for not having proper security on the premises. So Ice Spice is coming for everyone involved, and honestly, it's hard to say that's not justified. But here's where things get a little more layered, because there's a few different angles to this. For one, people sometimes forget that celebrities are still just people. They don't want to be on every single moment of every single day. Ice Spice was just trying to sit down and eat with her friend. That should be a completely normal and reasonable thing to do. But the moment some people recognize a famous face, they decide that the normal rules of approaching strangers just don't apply to them anymore. And the way Vayah approached the table was awkward from the very beginning. The fact that she couldn't back down once it didn't land the way she expected, honestly, it reads like someone who got excited, panicked, said the worst possible thing, and then felt like she had no way out of it. Now, the other piece of this, and it matters, is that Ice Spice doesn't exactly have a reputation for being warm toward fans. That's been said before, and it's out there. And that's probably exactly why Vayah ran with her version of events when she went to TMZ. She knew that narrative would be believable. She knew people would be willing to entertain it. Whether or not it's true is a whole other conversation. But the reputation gave her an opening, and she took it. And beyond just the back and forth of who said what, a lot of people watching the situation were focused on the bigger picture, specifically the safety side of things. Because Ice Spice was sitting in a public McDonald's apparently without any security, and this is what happened. Maybe she just wanted one normal day. Maybe she was tired of always having to move through the world like she needs to be protected everywhere she goes, and she just wanted to eat without all of that. That's an understandable feeling. But when your face is that recognizable, that choice carries a real risk, and this situation made that very clear. And the part that really didn't sit right with people, the fact that there were men in that group who were out there trying to fight her over a phone, over a situation that at that point had absolutely nothing to do with them. That piece of the footage bothered a lot of people on a level that went way beyond just the drama of it. Like, who raised these guys to think that's okay? Then there's Ice Spice's friend, who by most accounts didn't exactly step up when it counted. She was right there. The situation was escalating in real time, and from what people saw in the footage, she wasn't doing much of anything. The internet had a lot to say about that too, because a real friend doesn't just sit there and watch that happen without at least trying to help. And some people watching had an even more direct take. If you're a celebrity and you're going out in public, you either need real security around you, or you need to be surrounded by people who are actually going to show up if things go sideways, because this kind of thing keeps happening. Fans or people who just want to go viral, who want a moment, who want to exist under a famous name for 5 seconds, they're getting bolder, and if no one around you is ready for that, you are leaving yourself completely exposed. Ice Spice is from the Bronx. She didn't run, she stood her ground and she fought back, and now her attorney is handling the rest of it. But the fact that it ever reached that point in the first place, that's really the conversation worth having. So let me know what you think. Do you think Ice Spice should have handled things differently from the start? Does Vayah's version of events hold up when you actually watch the footage? And what do you think about the fact that men were out there trying to fight a woman over all of this? Drop everything in the comments below. That's all I've got for you. I'll talk to you later.